Hi guys, welcome back for another one. We're continuing here with Transport Fever 2, our Apex challenge. Every product to every city on a dry map. Hard to difficulty, 1850 start, and we're just gonna keep rolling along. I did do some upgrading in between last episode, so let me get into that real quick before we keep rolling along. Put some more vehicles along here. I think we have a rate of 100 going on currently. Let's check that out. Stone 106, so that's kind of where we need to be. This is not upgraded yet because there's not enough shipment. It will upgrade this episode if things go according to plan. We did go ahead and put the general. We got the general unlocked, so we put the general on these lines, and I went through back through off camera and upgraded all my existing lines to the general also. So yeah, that took some time to get enough money to do so. We were able to delete some trains because our rates went up too much. So I just took a scaled a train back or two. We took one off the grain line. I know that much. Food's fine. Like, these are actually perfectly balanced, which they should be, because it's 2 to 1. More cool stuff. Don't need it yet. And then the oil, we did have 4 here. I did scale this back to 3, and I believe 116 is still too high. Yeah, 116 is still too high, which is something we'll look to fixing in the future, but we're not going to do it this episode. Went back, rebalance some of the rates for Warren, Yonkers, and Ontario for food and fuel, respectively. Add a few more trains on to, or not trains, more buggy wagon, whatever, horse carts, to Memphis to get this rate up to where it needs to be. I believe we are doing good here. 55 on a rate of 65 because it grew. So everything in there is fine. I don't even think the train's going at 6. What's the train going at? So if we're doing 55, the train is going 54. So that's actually perfectly balanced. Well, close to being perfectly balanced between the train and them. So yeah, we don't really need to do much there. So this episode, we are going to be expanding up to Augusta to deliver construction material up there to 195. I believe it has a higher. Yeah, okay, it has a bigger population. Or did have a bigger population in Memphis. Not anymore. Which is fine. Like I said, we can definitely hit this number. The other thing that we need to do in this episode, and I need to point out, so you guys know from the start, we've been doing all our platforms at 80 meters. I just, out of curiosity, I was like, okay, well, how big can I make my, how big can I make the trains with the general? So if we check it out here, we're not going to make this. We're just going to show you an example here. Which boxcar was I using? This one. So I'm looking at here, we'll keep going here. Let's go to, it says pour. So pour is where we like, okay, go to more. But you can see we're above 80 meters and we're still below 120. I wouldn't put this many on because we don't have a high power. Still don't have a high power. Still don't have a high power. And here we finally have a high rating. So this is probably how big I want to make the trains with the general. So we definitely need to make a 120 platform. We need to upgrade. We definitely need to expand them. And this does give me 2 extra wagons per locomotive. So, that's going to help with profitability. So that's something else we need to make sure that we start expanding for. And we probably need to go back to our existing lines and make the platforms a little longer. And I know it's pretty tedious. If you're someone who doesn't like doing the tedious work of like constantly upgrading stuff like that, I highly recommend doing a 2,000 year start. You can pretty much build everything to maximum. You won't struggle financially unless you're really bad at this game. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I highly recommend if you're like someone who just you hate the tedious of like constantly going back and upgrading things. Highly recommend that you just go and do a later year start. But I like doing the upgrading stuff because I really love the early years in this game. Later years, it's easy mode. Like later years is just easy mode. Like it doesn't matter if you're playing on very, very hard difficulty. It's easy mode. All right, so let's go ahead and focus. So since a lot of our foundation work is done, we can just go straight up here to Augusta and start working on the platform, figure out where we want the trains to come in. And I do want to skirt along the outside of this map here, so it's pretty obvious where I'm going to go. I would like to have it be parallel. And I think we're going to have to turn it. We're just going to have to turn it. I had an idea in my head, but now we got to keep it straight. The idea is... I don't know if this is too far out. Let's see. I know these cities will really grow. Sometimes when you're in early game, you're like, oh man, that's really far out. And then later in the game, you're like, you're cities are like right up, creeping up right on your station. It's like, give me some space to breathe. But you know, it is what it is. Let's go autosave. Thank you. So once again, kind of like the last one, we're going to go passengers. We're going to go ahead and put the 120 meters in because we're going to begin upgrading everything to the general, and the 120 is what we're going to need. Sorry guys, my throat is not clearing for some reason. All right, let's spin you around. That is still very far. All right, let's put you on the inside of this oil plant. That looks good there. All right, so one thing that's messing me up is this factory right here. We're just going to delete the extra roads. It doesn't need to be connected, and it's gonna help me. Sorry guys, I cannot clear my throat. It's gonna help me not to overthink things. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna connect this up. I'm gonna do a quick fast forward here, just to be able to put this in, and you know, this is gonna be a couple minutes. So enjoy. All right, we are back from our fast forward. Now we got a couple things we need to take care of. One, we need a longer platform here. So we're going to go ahead and reconfigure this platform, and we are just going to extend it backwards one. So we don't have to like destroy any type of, we don't destroy any type of tracks we've already built yet. We're going to keep building this one back. It's kind of, I believe that's the way I intentionally set that up. That's what I'm going with. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyways, all right, so now this is 120. Let's go ahead and get a new vehicle, and we're going to go ahead and make our bigger size line that we stated earlier. We are delivering construction material. That's on a state car. Which one's the better one? It is you. All right. I believe that's where none of, all right, it's at not 89. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and buy this, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on the new line, which is delivery to Augusta. Initially, what is my rate there? 17. We're definitely gonna have to double up, but we'll wait. We definitely need to give this train some separation. The other thing is that we're gonna go well above 100 that ability to be shipped. So we're gonna get an upgrade. So we also need to try to figure out a way to deal with. You guys are so slow. 5 kilometers an hour. That must be really steep uphill. Where is that at? It's right there. Yeah, it's steep uphill. So we need to find a way to deal with basically trying to double up this current route, because right now it's at a 106. We need to double it up to a 200. And the way I have it set right now is not going to get the job done. So what we're going to do here is we're going to configure this. Cargo. Going to add multiple platforms. We want to manage the line. Ontario sidings, we want to have 2 and 3 as options for pickups. And we're going to come down here. We're going to get rid of this little truck station we have in, and we're going to put in a real stop. So we're going to pause real quick. We're going to delete this. Station. We want 3 platforms. Try to get a little straight there. I was hoping to get a connection, but it doesn't look like we're going to get one. All right, we don't need it. All right, that automatically fixed my stop. So once again, select the line, manage line. Cedar Street, we wanted to have an option of 2 and 3. And this should allow us to double up the line and not have very many issues. All right, so I'm just going to wait till as soon as the upgrade takes place, we are going to, like I said, we're going to double everything. There's nothing for Augusta. If this just runs empty, I'm going to have to let it run empty. I can't stop it because I don't have a way of... there's other trains that are going to come down through, and I don't know when they're arriving. It looks like they're far off, so maybe I could stop it for a little bit. All right, I got one brick. That's fine. Just waiting for the upgrade to take place here. I could speed it up a little bit. But yeah, so one of the things I'm probably going to take care of, another thing I'm probably take care of off camera, unless I just do an upgrade episode. I might just do an upgrade episode. We'll get the passenger line in between Augusta and Memphis, and maybe next one, and then spend the rest of the episode doing some upgrades. Because I do like to explain the upgrades. I don't really want to keep doing those off camera. I mean, you guys saw me kind of do the one on camera, so I did the rest off camera last time. It's not that big a deal. It's gonna be a big deal if this thing don't upgrade soon. It's driving me nuts. So as soon as this one's probably up around Memphis, I'm gonna go ahead and put a second one on. This may be a 3 train route actually. Trains. Augusta 17. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3 train, so I could probably do a little sooner than that, but I definitely want to wait till there's more construction material on the line, as I do not want the first one's fine, but I don't want like 2 and 3 be going out. I want them to at least be half full running. It just helps make things more profitable sooner, and I'm not losing money, because that's the big thing right now. Like I'm doing a decent job of raking in cash, but you can see there's some like low points. We want to avoid these low points. We're gonna go 3 times speed just to get an upgrade here fast. I want to wrap this up by doing the expansion here, show you guys what I mean. In case you guys are new here or not more familiar with the game, because I'm curious what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you. This has been recommended in the past and other Apex challenges I've done. I've never done it in the previous ones, so the first time I'm doing it, so I definitely want to showcase it. Come on, we're getting there. We're getting the expansion. So guys, I'm very excited for this one. I do love the theme. The terrain does drive me nuts on a dry map because it's so hilly, and without the extra cash flow, which I'm getting close to having the extra cash flow and being able to do some terraforming and stuff there. Okay, there's our upgrade. Let's go ahead and ride it back on single speed. All right, so now what we want to do is select a vehicle, manage. We're gonna duplicate. We're gonna have 60 vehicles duplicated, which is gonna cause an extreme amount of mess. But this should give me my 200. We're gonna hit speed up. I want to make sure this thing's working properly. These guys should be producing 200. It is. Yep, there it goes. It's going to 2, 3. So they are cycling like they need to. This guy just jacked everything up. Thank you for, you know, messing with everything. Like, come on, keep it flowing. There we go. So it's doing a good job. So this is how you can, in the early game, deal with the big backlog of things. Is just doing the several platforms and giving it an option of going anywhere it needs to go. So lovely, lovely, lovely. They will eventually, get down here, and we'll get 200 being produced, and then plenty on both. Looks like Augusta at this point would be running. Are you Augusta? Or are you another one? You're the Memphis. I need the Augusta one. Oh, you got very far. All right, let's duplicate. And let's see where that puts us. Oh, we actually might need 4 trains for this one. Fun stuff, fun stuff. All right, guys. So this is what I'm going to do off camera. We're just going to get enough trains on this route to make sure it's running properly. We're going to come back. We're going to put it in our very first passenger line next episode. And with every remaining time we have left in the episode, we are definitely going to do some upgrading. That's the plan. That's the dream. We're going to conquer that. So guys, before you go, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on the notification bell. And don't forget to leave me a comment. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.